regarding his marriage were on, he slipped away from home one night and walking all the way on foot came to Vrindavana. In Vrindavana, he served Madan Mohanji of Madan Mohan temple for some time and then went to Ranavari. Ranavari at that time was one of the thickest forests of Vraja. He built a small cottage there and began to live in it. He practiced bhajana in the cottage throughout the day. In the evening, he went to the neighboring village for Madhukari. Since all the Vrajavasis of the village revered him as a great saint, each insisted on his accepting some Madhukari from him, which Baba could not refuse. He got so much Madhukari that all along the way back to his cottage, he kept on giving it away to the cows, keeping only a small quantity for himself. Because Baba had come to Vraja at a very early age, he was not able to go to any other tirtha or place of pilgrimage. At the age of 50, he thought that he should once visit the 4 important tirthas. Radharani then appeared to him in a dream and said, "You have surrendered to me, so you need not go anywhere else. Stay in Vrindavana and do bhajana. Here you will attain everything." He explained away the dream and Radharani's advice as the product of his imagination and started on pilgrimage. When he reached Dwaraka, he got his body stamped with the tapta mudra, or heated stamp, of Dwarakadisha's temple. But this is not in accordance with the principles of Raganuga Bhakti of Vraja, although mention is made of it in Hari Bhakti Vilasha, the corpus of rituals and religious practices of the Vaishnavas. So this is not in accordance with the principles of Raganuga Bhakti. Of course, not the mood what we want to achieve. The day Baba returned to Ranavari, Radharani again appeared to him in a dream at night and said, "Because you have taken the Tapta Mudra of Satyabhama, or wife of Dwarakadish, or Krishna, the king of Dwaraka, you are no more fit for Raja. So go back to Dwaraka." This time, it did not appear to him that the dream was imaginary. The words of Radharani struck him like a thunderbolt. He did not know what to do. He went to Siddha Krishnadas Baba of Govardhan for advice. One second, I'm now confused. Who was who? Now, just 1 second, I need to go back. Okay. Actually, it's all time talking about him. So he went to another Krishnadas Baba of Govardhan for advice. As soon as Krishnadas Baba saw him, he gave him a warm embrace and said, "Where have you been all these days?" Okay, now I understand. One is Krishnadas Baba of Govardhan, and our main actor here is Sri Krishnadas. His name was Sri Krishnadas. So as soon as Krishnadas Baba saw him, he gave him a warm embrace and said, "Where have you been all these days?" Sri Krishnadas replied, "I have gone to Dwaraka. See, I have taken Tapta Mudra." "Oh, then from today you are so exalted that I cannot even touch you. You are the Sevika, female attendant of the most exalted queen of Dwaraka, while I am the Dasi, female servant of the cowherdess of Vraja," said Baba Krishnadas, sighing deeply and stepping a few steps back. There were at that time a number of other Siddha Mahatmas in Raja. Sri Krishnadas Baba went to them and sought their advice. They replied, "You have to do as Radharani has ordered. How can we say anything against her injunction?" Sri Krishnadas Baba returned to Ranavari disappointed and broken-hearted. He gave up food and drink and confined himself to his cottage. The fire of repentance and separation, or viraha, from Radharani was continually burning in his heart. 3 months passed like this. And then the fire came out. That fire, what we were reading in the beginning. Within 3 days, it reached up to the throat. The 4th day, his entire body was reduced to ashes. After several days, came Baba's godbrother, Sri Prem Das Babaji. He lay prostrate before the ashes of Baba in obeisance and said, "Dada, or brother, you did not take firewood from me. I am now giving it." He placed a log of wood near his ashes. The wood started burning and soon got mixed with the ashes. Sri Krishnadas Baba left his body on Amavasya in the month of Pausa. Even now, on that day, the Vrajabasis of Ranavari celebrate his anniversary by organizing a grand festival to which all the Vaishnavas of Vraja are invited. Even now, on account of the blessings of Baba, the village remains free from the onslaught of epidemics and famine. One might ask why Radharani, who is so benign and merciful, became so hard on Sri Krishnadas Baba. Why did she ask him to go and live in Dwaraka? Simply because he had taken the Tapta Mudra from the temple of Dwarakadish? The answer is that Sri Krishnadas Baba was sailing on two boats, Raganuga Bhakti, which is inseparably connected with Vraja, where Madhurya predominates to the extent of eclipsing Aishwarya altogether, and ritualistic Bhakti of Dwaraka, where Madhurya is mixed with Aishwarya. In Vraja, Krishna is a cowherd boy. The peacock feather he wears as his crown and his flute are both the emblems of Madhurya. In Dwarka, Krishna is the ruler or governor. The crown he wears and the weapons he wields are the emblems of Aishwarya. In Vraja Bhakti, Madhurya mixed with Aishwarya has no place. Radha is not satisfied with Bhakti in which Aishwarya has any role to play. She did not refrain from expressing her dissatisfaction even with Krishna on meeting him in Kurukshetra, where he appeared as a king with his entourage and not as cowherd with his flute. So this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 1.72-73. Sri Krishnadas Baba's attachment with Dwarka must have proved an obstacle in his attainment of celestial Vrindavan and the holy feet of Radha and Krishna, along with the highest bliss and the richest and most complete spiritual life implied in such attainment. Radharani helped him remove the obstacle through the fire of anutap, or repentance, and viraha, or separation. So in the end, actually, Radharani helped him. But we can see through this story how much it is important not to mix two things. Okay, we know by Shastra that Radha and Krishna are God. But for our development of our emotions and our Siddha Deha, we don't see them as this. We see them as our closest one, our family. Sometimes even in this rasa, the devotee considers himself equal or even senior to Radha and Krishna, depending on the relationship. So there are many, many different relationships, but in no case a devotee doesn't think that Radha and Krishna are God. They are his family, friends, loved ones, for who they want to do anything. And it is understandable that this is not possible if we mix it with Aishwarya or opulence part, that we think, oh, they are God. So this doesn't go together. Sometime, for me at least, I'm thinking it is difficult to understand why it is always many times mentioned, even by Anantadas Babaji and like that, the point that Krishna is Bhagavan. Maybe Jananda, you know how to explain this.
Sorry, could you say again?
Yeah. I mean, if we shouldn't see Krishna, Radha and Krishna as God, because this can be obstacle on the path of developing these feelings as a family, as friends, or as close friends of Radhika. But I'm noticing how many times it is written, Bhagavan, like Krishna is mentioned as Bhagavan. And even Anantadas Babaji so often mentions him like this. Even the name Thakurji, have also this little opulence in it. So how is this? Maybe you know.
No, I don't know. But I'm feeling maybe the leader, their practicing might be Vaidhi Bhakti. Because this Dr. Kapoor, he was actually Gaudiya Mata, Bhaktisiddhanta disciple, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur disciple. So most of Gaudiya Mata devotee, they are practicing, Vaidhi Bhakti or Vaidhi Bhakti mixing Raganuga Bhakti. So, or in this case, maybe some ISKCON devotee or maybe some foreign devotee may lead. And then at that time, also, if author does not discriminate, then ordinary devotee may think, okay, Krishna is just humanizer, just ordinary, man. That's maybe possibility also there. Because this Vrindavan Krishna or Vrindavan Radhika is actually very high stage, because they already know, but they forget, because due to sweetness, due to madhurya. So therefore, I'm feeling one is maybe leader might be practicing Vaidhi Bhakti, and also author does not want to commit to any offense to the leader. That might be possible. I don't know really, but I'm feeling like this.
Yeah, because sometimes it's interesting. I mean, I read a few days an article from Vinod Baba about this, and he was saying that like in beginning, devotee should practice some aspects of Aishwarya, some aspects of Vaidhi, but after, when he develops emotion and deeper understanding, then naturally he will leave those aspects of Vaidhi. Like that. But he was saying some aspects, not everything.
Yeah. My feeling like this, Prabhupada went to United States 1965 or maybe 66. And then Prabhupada realized, this situation is too much unexpected, for even Prabhupada. So he cannot explain Raganuga directly. So he start, talking about many principles. Because when I was staying Vrindavan 10 years ago, I started living Vrindavan. Then I was realizing, when we are ISKCON time, there is 4 regulatory principles. But actually, for Raganuga Bhajan, there is no such principle. I was shocked. Because why? Because Indian people, especially Vraja, they don't need to say anything, this four regulated principle, because they are naturally they are doing. Like Gurudev or Naren Maharaj or Prabhupada, they never eat meat. They, they never have illicit relationship. So this is completely, for us, this is kind of completely, different sanskara. So that's I felt when I stay in Vrindavan, I realized, oh my God, in Vraja or, really high stage, they don't say anything about the four regulated principle because this is natural. They're natural, but for us, we are from beginning, we are, we are accustomed to grown up in such like a sinful atmosphere, So, and therefore, Prabhupada at first starting Vaidhi Bhakti, and then when we went to Narayan Maharaj, we shocked, forget Krishna's Supreme Personate Godhead. Because, if we don't forget Krishna's Bhagavan or Krishna's Supreme Personate Godhead, then we cannot attain Vraja Baba, Raganuga platform. Because Aishwarya Baba blockage us to go beyond that. So, but this is Acharyas sometimes, explain for neophyte. We are so neophyte, especially like a foreigner devotee outside India, like me, is very foreign. Sanskara is completely different from, like Narayan Maharaj or Prabhupada or, Gurudev. So therefore, sometimes they say they want to discriminate. One sense explain Raganuga Bhakti. Also, one sense they say, oh, Krishna is Supreme Personality God. That's my feeling.
Yeah, Gurudev used to say, like also in Raganuga Bhakti, a devotee naturally comes to stage where he rejects everything that is not favorable to his spiritual life. So this like different, like in Vaidhi Bhakti, it's how to say, you are forcing yourself, but in Raganuga, in one way, you are doing out of love or not doing out of love. So that's a little difference.
Yes.
Yeah. But we can see in this example that if we are mixing like Aishwarya and Vraja Bhakti, this can't go together.
No.
From this story.
No. So this pastime described, we cannot do both practice. We have to be one-pointed.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I said this story, but one devotee from Croatia, he left his body already in 2007. But in 2006, he was in Radakund, and he had very strong fever. He was very sick. And Krishna Prem was his name. And he was very sick. And in this sickness, he had a dream where many avatars of Krishna appeared, and everyone was angry on him. And amongst them appeared Radharani, and she was calm. And he was totally afraid, seeing all these avatars so angry on him. But then he turned towards Radharani and asked, what is happening? Why is this? And Radhika told him, you need to decide where you want to be, who do you want to worship. So now choose. And then he said, I want you, Radhika. And then all of them disappeared, just Radhika stayed.
Wow.
Yeah. And after that, he became better. He told me this when he came back to Croatia in 2006. And after that, he found out that he got cancer, and in 6 months he left his body. But he chose Radhika, so Radhika took care.
Maybe special mercy, upon.
Yeah, we don't know who is around us. So we don't know for ourselves from where we came. Exactly from previous lives. So what we did, we don't know exactly. We can guess and hope it was something good. So we are here. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I think most of the devotee one day have to choose which way do you want to go, which Ishtadeva, who we want to select, we want to love, which Ishtadeva. Like for us, I also I was so much tested. You want to stay in the Vaidhi Bhakti? Okay, you can give nice position. You can, you can have nice position, temple president or GBC or whatever you like. But, I said, no. I want to go Raganuga. I want to have Radhika. And then, Radhika, okay, then you go this way. I think, all of, like most of you, especially long-term devotee experience. So we also, one point we have to decide, do you want to be Gopi? Do you want to be Saki? Or do you want to be Manjari? Or do you want to be Mother? What do you like?
And all is good. All is good. If you're feeling you want to be this, and you are more inclined.
Good. Everything good. But what do you want?
Yeah.
Even Mahaprabhu devotee, even Mahaprabhu devotee, also many kind of rasa is inside. Even Nita is devotee. Nityananda, some followers, some select Sakya rasa, some select Madhura rasa, or some select, like Manjari Baba, some select Gopi Baba, etc. like this. So this is all good.
Yeah.
All good.
So nice. So shall we continue with the next story?
Sure.
So the next story is about Sri Nityananda Das Babaji. Amongst the Siddha Mahatmas of Vrindavana, the personality of Siddha Nityananda Das Babaji, disciple of Siddha Krishna Das Baba of Govardhan, was unique. His Leela Smarana, or inner experience of the divine Leela, whether in the state of Jagarana or waking, Swapna, dreaming, or Sushupti or deep sleep, was continuous like a stream. In his waking state, it appeared as if he was asleep, because in waking, he controlled his bhava and remained mostly grave, motionless, and samadhishta, absorbed in deep meditation. When made to get up by his disciples for essential activities like bathing and eating, he got up like one who was in deep sleep. But in sleep, while experiencing Leela, he laughed, wept, or talked as if he was awake. Because in sleep it was not possible for him to control bhava. Therefore, it was not possible to determine whether at any particular time he was asleep or awake. Under the circumstances, he was not easily available for conversation. Nevertheless, people who came to him to ask questions and get their doubts and difficulties removed did not go back disappointed. Their doubts were removed and difficulties solved merely by sitting close to him. The most prominent thing about him was his unparalleled humility. Even in his half-conscious state, when someone came to him, even if he were his own disciple, he would do dandavat or obeisance to him before the other did it. If anyone said anything in self-condemnation in his presence, he thought that he was indirectly extolling him, because for him there was no one in this world lower than himself, and he began to weep. Baba was a Siddha Mahatma and the guru of Siddha Mahatmas like Pandit Ram Krishna Das and Gaur Kishore Shiromani. Even Krishna was under his subjugation on account of his bhakti. It may therefore appear that he only pretended to be humble or lowly, but there can be no question of pretense or feigned behavior in a Siddha person like him. The inner experience of a Siddha Mahatma actually makes him humblest of the humble. A small thing considers itself big so long as it does not come in contact of something bigger. The Siddha Purusha has the experience of something which is greater than the greatest in every respect. Not only that, he sees that greatest of the great in the smallest things of the world. So not only that, he sees that greatest of the great, he sees that greatest of the great in the smallest things of the world. Therefore, it is natural for him to regard even the smallest of all things as superior to him and adorable by him. Perchance, someone would say to Baba, "Your such and such disciple has been very much aggrieved because you performed dandavat to him. Was it proper for you to do so?" Then he would say in dismay, "Now, what should I do? Kindly advise. He is a Mahabhagavata, a great devotee. Krishna has kindly sent him to me. If my behavior makes him unhappy, I commit an offense against him. I shall not behave like this towards him again." But when that disciple came to him again, he would forget everything and again perform dandavat to him. Siddha Nityananda Das Baba used to live in Madan Mohan Tower in Vrindavana. Prominent among his disciples were Sri Vraja Kishore Das Babaji, Sri Nisimha Das Ji, Sri Ram Krishna Pandit Babaji, Sri Gaur Kishore Shiromani Maharaj, and Sri Narottam Das Adhikari. So this is the short story actually about Nityananda Das Baba. But interestingly, we can see how he was actually humble and how he was thinking about his disciples. He was thinking about his disciples that they are Mahabhagavatas, a great devotees, because Krishna sent them to him. How is this interesting? And he also understood that we are small in all this. There are so much bigger things than us, especially for realized devotees who understand about Radha and Krishna and everything. So maybe somebody would like to add something? If nothing, then I can maybe continue with the next story about Sri Madhusudana Das Babaji. So this is the next person in our book, and somebody at Radhakund. So who is this young boy, and what is he doing at the bank of Radhakund at midnight? Second, sorry, here is. He has tied one end of a thick rope around his neck. Oh, come on, mobile, once again, sorry. Just to silence it. So again, I will start. Who is this young boy? And what is he doing at the bank of Radhakund at midnight? He has tied one end of a thick rope around a big Giriraj Shila and is tying the other end around his neck. Perhaps he is going to drown himself with Giriraj Shila in Radhakund. What misfortune or grief has compelled him to do so? Is he an orphan belonging to a low caste who has been neglected and oppressed by the society to such an extent that life has become a curse to him? Has he been turned out of home by his cruel parents? Has his newly married wife suddenly left him? Has he been robbed of all his wealth and has become a beggar? No, he comes of a rich Brahmin family of Bengal and is the most beloved son of his parents. He is married, but the very night on which he was married, he renounced the world, wife, and parents and came to Vrindavan. The very things for what of which man commits suicide have been abandoned by him. Then what is it that makes him commit suicide? There is a story behind it. When still a child, he had heard about a boy, the color of whose body was handsome blue. who lived in Vrindavan, who was very joyful and playful, and who loved to play on flute. The modulations on his flute were so exhilarating that they made one forget everything, even one's own self, and made one swim in the ocean of transcendental bliss. He was so charmingly affectionate that he endeared himself more than anyone else to anyone who met him. There was none who could equal him in power. He removed all wants of the person who loved him and protected him from all ills and calamities. Nothing was more enjoyable than his company. On attaining him, there was nothing else that remained to be attained. His name was Krishna. So since then, he always thought of Krishna and was often lost in the thought. Nothing in this world attracted him more than Krishna. He remained completely indifferent to the world. In order to shake off his indifference, his parents married him. After marriage, and before he was to meet his wife for the first time, he slipped away from home and came to Vrindavana. In Vrindavana, he lived in a forest, thinking all the time of Krishna and weeping for him. He went out of the forest only once in the evening for Madhukari. But no amount of weeping and wailing was of any purpose, it was of any avail. Meeting with Krishna remained a far-off dream. He was told by someone that Krishna could not be realized without a guru. So one day, he was sitting near Keshigat on the bank of Yamuna, and the thought uppermost in his mind was where and how to find the guru. It is said that every tree and creeper in Vrindavana is a kalpataru, wish-fulfilling tree. Besides, a number of Siddha Mahatmas are said to live here in invisible form, who try to help the sadhaka in his moments of difficulty. It appears that one of them came to help the boy. A Mahatma appeared from somewhere and said, "My boy, go and bathe in the Yamuna and come to me after bathing. I shall give Diksha mantras to you." There was no end to the boy's happiness when he heard this. Hurriedly, he went to the Yamuna and returned after bathing. The Mahatma gave him Diksha mantra and disappeared. The moment he received the Diksha mantra, he fell unconscious on the ground. On regaining consciousness, he was sorry to find that the Mahatma had disappeared without even giving him an opportunity to inquire about his name and address. He went about in search of him, but could not find him anywhere. When he reached Manasi Ganga in Govardhan, he met Siddha Krishnadas Baba. He told him everything and requested him to give shiksha or instruction in bhajana. Baba replied, "Our bhajana is raganuga, spontaneous, flowing naturally from raga or attachment to the Lord. So our bhajana is raganuga, in which the assumptions of some kind of relationship between the sadhaka and the deity worshipped is essential. The relationship has to be sambandhanuga, that is, in accordance with the relationship subsiding between the guru and the deity. But you know nothing about your guru. Therefore, you are not authorized for Raganuga Bhajana." The boy burst into tears, for the road that led to Krishna was blocked for him. Baba advised him to go to Jai Krishnadas Baba and do as he advised. He went to Kamyavan and narrated the whole story to Jai Krishnadas Baba. He also said that he was not authorized for Raganuga Bhajana so long as he lacked knowledge of the Guru. But he advised that he should do Harinam and pray to Radharani and wait for her advice. But was it possible for him to wait? When he learned that he was not even qualified for the bhajana, for which he had left home and everything, there was no end to his grief and disappointment. Life became meaningless and painful to him. How could he live such a life? So he decided to end it. He embraced Giridhari in the form of the Giriraj Shila and jumped into the deep waters of Radhakund. No one knows how long he remained in an unconscious state in the depth of Radhakund. When he regained consciousness, he found that someone had untied the rope tied to his neck and made him lie on the bank of Radhakund with a palm leaf in his hand on which something was scribed. He understood that it was all due to the mercy of Radharani. New life came to him, and new ray of hope kindled his heart. As soon as the day dawned, he went running to Jai Krishnadas Baba, told him about all that had happened, and showed him the palm leaf. Baba said, "Radharani has been specially kind to you, but what is written on the palm leaf is not very clear. For Raganuga Bhajana, Radharani's clear command is necessary. You go and call again at her door. She will certainly respond." He went to Radhakund and began to call and cry for Radharani. Radharani heard his cry. She appeared before him and said, "You go and do bhajana in Suryakund, where you will get the desired Raganuga Seva. Do not give or disclose the mantra you have received on the palm leaf to anyone." Since then, he began to do bhajana in Suryakund. People began to call him Madhusudana Das Baba. Perhaps the name was given to him by his guru. One day, Radharani appeared before Madhusudana Das Baba in a dream and said, "Near the place where you bathe in Suryakund is a Shila in water deep up to the throat. On that Shila, I and my two Sakis had placed our Keyura, an ornament worn on the upper part of the arm, and Angada, arm plate, on it before bathing. The Shila melted by their touch, and their imprints were left on it. You take that Shila out and worship it." Madhusudana Das Babaji entered the Kunda, and the Shila was easily discovered. When he began to take it out, it seemed to be as light as a flower, although it must have weighed about 80 or 100 kilograms. He could easily take it out and put it on the bank. Since then, Madhusudana Das Baba became famous and began to be called Siddha Madhusudana Das Baba. Okay, actually now it's already 1 o'clock. So we will, 2 p.m. in Croatia. So I will stop here with story about Madhusudana Das Babaji. Next time, we will continue with the story and we will see what will happen. So thank you all for attending. I don't know, will there be now Italian Sangha? Probably. So thank you. Take care. Radha Radha.